What do Marilyn Monroe, Chinese judges, and people with syphilis all have in common? Sunglasses. Hi guys, today I'm back filming another video. I thought that it would be really fun to make a video about the history of sunglasses because sunglasses are one of my favorite accessories and I wanted to know a little more about it, and I thought that if I was going to find out a little more about it, that I would let you guys know what I find out as well. First recorded history of people making like an object to cover their eyes from the sun is from the Inuit people. I'll spell it out. Basically what they did is they had walrus ivory and they had little goggle type things, and they cut thin slits into the ivory so that like less sun rays were getting into their eyes, because that's what sunglasses are for. But the actual first time that we see tinted lenses is in 12th century China. Strangely enough, the first record of tinted lenses wasn't for sun protection, it was actually for sort of that coolness factor that sunglasses exude. Judges would wear glasses to conceal rather than to shield their eyes, and they did this because they wanted to seem as unbiased and impartial as possible in court cases, and sunglasses helped them exude that kind of cool, apathetic sort of persona that they do so well. The first time that we see sunglasses reach the Western world is in the 15th century when they start emerging in Italy and England. In the 18th century, the optician James, and I'm gonna spell his last name here, discovers that he can protect people's eyes from the sun by tinting lenses to be blue or green colors. And this is a really spectacular invention, especially for the elderly. Along with protecting their eyes from the sun, early sunglass wearers also used sunglasses to conceal their syphilis. Two symptoms that sunglasses can sort of conceal. The first is that people with syphilis have a sensitivity towards light, and the second is that people with syphilis sometimes have their nose rot off. And so what they would do is they would make sunglasses that had a metal piece on the nose so that you couldn't see the person's nose and their eyes were protected from the light. Once sunglasses were able to disassociate with syphilis patients and the elderly, they started becoming cool in the 1900s. Sunglasses were less for protecting against your disease and more for fashion. The way in which sunglasses became fashionable is through actresses in the early 1900s. Actresses had two practical reasons for wearing sunglasses in the early 1900s. The first was that sunglasses helped them to disguise themselves when they were around fans. The second reason why sunglasses were so popular amongst early 1900s actresses is because the light bulbs that they used in filming and in cameras were actually a lot harsher than the light bulbs that we use today. They had high levels of magnesium in them, and so when flashes went off, they would literally blind the actresses and cause their eyes immense amounts of strain, and they would get red and kind of watery, and so the actresses would use the sunglasses so that people wouldn't see their eyes looking like that and they wouldn't be photographed with eyes that looked like that. They didn't want to look ugly in pictures. Well, of course, the average girl didn't have the problem with the magnesium light bulbs. Just the fact that famous actresses were wearing sunglasses glamorized them, and by the 1920s, sunglasses were in mainstream fashion. Sam Foster was the first to mass produce sunglasses, and then in 1936, Edward Lane, who is a founder of Polaroid, came out with the first polarized sunglasses. Ray-Ban's now classic aviator sunglasses became very popular in the 1940s when they were worn by war pilots. In the 1950s, more creativity and style emerged in sunglasses. Marilyn Monroe popularized the cat eye sunglasses, and Ray-Ban came out with their very famous Wayfarer sunglasses, which are still popular today. In the 1960s, the most influential celebrity on sunglass style was Jackie O, who made famous those very large, like half your face circular sunglasses. This pair I think is probably most like those Jackie O styles I was showing you. Granted, none of them have like the half wire, half plastic frame, but these do have that really, really big circle look to them that kind of swallows my whole face. These ones are from Urban Outfitters and I got them a couple years ago. They have like a good simplicity to them, even though they're gigantic, which is also sort of a reason why I think that they sort of look like the sunglasses that she used to wear. 60s and 70s frames were distinctive in their circular style, made famous by many musicians, but maybe most recognizably John Lennon. I have two pairs of sunglasses that I think are sort of that like 70s John Lennon vibe. They aren't exactly of that style because they aren't vintage sunglasses and they are a little bit more modernized, but I like them and I think that they are sort of like influenced by those John Lennon sort of style. So the first pair is my favorite pair, and this is like my everyday sunglasses. These are the ones I throw in my bag, these are the ones I drive with, and they're just these kind of beautiful rosy tinted lensed crap eyewear sunglasses that I bought last summer. That's these ones. And then the second pair maybe has more of that look than the other pair. They're rounder, they have some purple detailing somewhere around here. I think they're cool. I don't wear these as much just because I bought them a couple years ago and they're a little bit, I guess like a little bit more of a statement than I like usually make, or they're not quite the statement I'm making with a lot of my clothing recently, but I still like them. And this pair is from Key? None of us know. Just like everything else in the 80s sunglasses were big and plastic and pretty colorful. Both Princess Diana and Molly Ringwald were known for their styles of big 80s sunglasses. This pair I have, which I just want to assume is probably my most 80s pair. These really big, ridiculous white sunglasses, and they have sort of like it's not a marble effect, it's like, it was called Cookies and Cream on the website, and these are from House of Harlow, which is some celebrity's fashion line. I don't remember, but I got them off of Gilt like a couple years ago. The reason I got these is because I'm obsessed with Maddie Bragg. She's a YouTuber on here, and she had these sunglasses, and I saw her wearing them, and I was like, purchased. And then this other pair I have, I also think is probably pretty 80s. They're these like silly clear framed glasses with like a weird greenish purple. They sort of look like an oil spill in the lens, and they're just kind of fun. I don't wear them that much either, but they're a look, you know? Three styles of sunglasses come to mind when I think about 90s style sunglasses. The first is those sort of smaller, maybe circular, but maybe a little bit more rectangular frames that were made popular by Britney Spears and the Olsen twins. Another style of 90s sunglasses that I'm especially nostalgic of because I remember seeing them in my favorite movie, Parent Trap, and just absolutely wanting to be as cool as Lindsay Lohan is in that poker scene, are those smaller sort of rectangular tortoiseshell glasses, which I actually own a pair of because I found a pair like a couple months ago at a Goodwill, and I was like, these will make me look just like Lindsay Lohan, and they make me look like a dachshund, but I think I look like Lindsay Lohan, and they make me feel cool and nostalgic for my favorite childhood movie. Here they are on my face. Sometimes I feel a little silly wearing them. They're definitely a little bit silly, but I think they're fun. They've got sort of like a rounded, so that this part is lower than this part, and I just think I look super cool. I think I look like I'm ready to go fight my twin sister in a game of poker, or put a bunch of honey around her cabin, right? Like, I put them up on my head and just feel just really Lindsay Lohan circa 1998. The last 90s style of sunglasses, which is making a huge comeback right now, a gigantic comeback, are those Kurt Cobain sunglasses that were made really popular by a shoot he did. The original pair is actually from Christian Roth, but that pair was discontinued. But since that style of sunglasses has gotten so popular and the company recognizes that they were sort of a really big part of that style becoming such a thing, they've reissued that specific style of sunglasses for $300. It was like a few months ago. I'm not sure if they're still available, but if you like that kind of style of sunglasses, I've seen them in Forever 21, I've seen them in Nordstrom Rack, so you definitely don't need to go buy the original pair. I think I'm gonna stay off of the bandwagon just because they're a little too popular for me right now, and they're a little bit too much of a look, which I know I say after showing you guys all my other pairs of sunglasses, which are all kind of looks, but I just don't think they're personally my style, but I do think that they're really cool. And I think it's exciting that something like that can come back in like such a big and such an apparent way, which I know happens a lot in fashion, but this was just like so in your face. You were like, oh my God, those Kurt Cobain sunglasses. What happened? They're everywhere. Well guys, we did it. We're at the end of the sunglasses video. Hopefully you learned something. I learned a lot in making this video, and I have a much greater appreciation for the styles of sunglasses I have. And now I kind of want some more styles. I mean, I've always wanted some more styles. I think it's time for me to try a 60s cat eye. I really think that that's what I got out of making this whole video, is that I'm gonna find a pair of cat eye sunglasses is what my collection needs. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.